with us on this first Sunday. Take time to be with us this morning, whether you are in the sanctuary or whether you are joining us online. If this is your first time with us, know that we see you, we appreciate you, and we thank God that you have taken some time to be with us. So I just want to offer a little advice as you are listening on the internet today. If you will share in the chat, in the comments section, whether you're with us on YouTube or whether you're with us on Facebook, where you're from. You know, what city are you joining us from? Where are we connecting with you? We want to know that. Also, if you are not hearing correctly or something seems a little out, drop that in the chat too. And our great team of Elias and James will see your comment. And if we can possibly put in the correction, we'll put in the correction. But we want you to know that we want you to be inspired today. And I know you're going to be inspired. Dawn and Hope are going to be singing and getting you some inspiration. Our series that we're talking about this month, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, is going to inspire us. So I'm going to turn it over so you can hear what else is going on at CSL Visalia to inspire you this month at CSL Visalia.
Thank you, Reverend Jack. Am I on? Am I on now? No. I'm on now? Yes? Mic's on. There. That sounds like I'm on. Okay, welcome everybody. You see our wonderful Christmas decorations. Aren't we all pretty, pretty, pretty? This huge wreath behind us and this wonderful Christmas tree. So we have a guest today who loves the Four Agreements. So please welcome Nikki over here. And today is birthday Sunday. Do we have any December birthdays? None? Not one? Tino's birthday is in December. Okay, we can sing to Tino. And somebody at home, I'm sure, has a birthday December. So let's sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Yay. And Florence has brought us a beautiful cake, so we'll have that. And we have grapes left over from First Friday, and we have some wonderful fig bars that are left over from our holiday fair yesterday, so please join us after service today. So first thing I want you to do is look at our wonderful goodies over here. We have 3 tables left from our holiday fair yesterday. The first table is wonderful cards and things that Gwen and her sister Ernestine have made, and Maria, Maria from the Unitarian Church, she makes these lovely cards. Then we have things that we've made during our craft nights, and some things from my hairdresser, that she's very great at pottery. And then the last table over here is our secondhand shop. And a lot of that is from Carol, donated some of her stuff, and I donate some of my stuff I never use anymore. So it's really down to discounted prices. So we hope that you will look at everything afterwards and buy a few things to add to our fundraiser, which was a fun holiday fair here. And the other thing we had here, we had during our holiday fair, we had the Salty Bus. I don't remember if you remember the Salty Bus, but it's this bus that she's made into a spa, good old Lisa, and it's salt therapy. It's supposed to be great for your skin, and it's also great for your congestion and asthma and any breathing problems. So we bought a family thing. I need 10 people. $25 each will pay for it all for an hour in this wonderful spa bus. We're going to bring massage person that we had here also, and she'll be doing massages. And then Lori is going to feed us afterwards because we're going to do it at Lori's house. And we want to do it at the end of January. So I think we have 4 people signed up so far. We need 6 more. If you're interested, the little signs in the back, $25 each for this wonderful rejuvenation for January. Okay, let's go 2 slides. So today is Explorers, and we're going to do this wonderful story, the story of the other wise men, which talks about the wise man who didn't ever make it to Bethlehem, but he did all these wonderful things on the way. And so he really gave the gift of love to everybody. So stay, you don't have to have read the book. Just stay and we'll have a little discussion in the library at 12:30. And if you're at home, we can be online to do it too. So what happened here? I don't know what happened to this slide, but it didn't look that way on the computer. So it talks about 2 things. First of all, in the back, we have our little tree that's for our family. What? Very strange. So I got to tell you the story about the family. So I always go to the Salvation Army and ask them for a family with a couple kids and a parent or a couple parents. And they ended up giving me a grandma and a son. She's raising this grandchild of hers. And I said, well, that's lovely, but we can handle a few more people. So then they gave me this other family with parents and 3 kids. And here's what they said about them. This is a working family who are having difficulties getting toys for their children. This is the first time they have applied with Salvation Army and are kind of embarrassed about asking for help. The dad has 2 jobs and the mother takes care of the children and can get some seasonal work. The children are respectful, and we were so surprised that one of them asked for books. Isn't that nice? Carol is happy. Carol is happy. So they said any toys that we could provide. There's also toys. The other 2 are asking for a few toys. Are welcomed and appreciated. Thank you for making Christmas brighter to this family. So the family is on the tree, and also the grandma and her grandson are on the tree. So I hope you'll all take one. And if possible, bring the presents by next Sunday. If not, we can take the last ones the 21st, but they'd like to get the presents early. And you guys are always so generous with helping our Christmas family, so I really appreciate it. The second thing on there is our tree. So Reverend Jack has started this wonderful tradition that we start putting hats and scarves and mittens on the tree, and we'll also give those to the Salvation Army. Now, I've made a whole bunch of hats over here. We sold one last night. So whatever isn't sold, we'll put those on the tree, and we'll have a bunch of hats on the tree. But bring some that you have. They can be gently used or new, whatever works for you. Oh, yes, you see the Santa hat on the top of the tree. Okay, next slide. What? Their ages are on there's a 8-7, I think that's an 8-7-6, and yeah. The older one. But you already took it? Oh, he took the book, darn. But you can bring more books if you have books. But yeah, check on the tree. It tells you the ages, the sizes, the colors for clothes and things, and what they want for toys. So it tells you all the needed things. And bring them here and make sure you leave the tag on so we know who it's for. Okay, looking to 2026. I hope you all read Reverend Jack's letter in the newsletter, and also some of you got a letter in the mail if you're regular donors. So he's talking about all kinds of great things starting for next year, including a monthly Zoom talk that will discuss all our wants and needs and wishes. So, and he's saying it will take all of us to share our time, talent, and treasure. So please, if you got a pledge card, please return it by the end of the year. And if you didn't get one and want to pledge, there are some on the back table, and the letter and the pledge cards as well. Yes? You can. The pledge card you could put it in the pledge card. You can bring it here any time. That's fine. That's fine. Just so we get it. Okay, next. And Kwanzaa. So we have been collaborating with the Unitarians. We did it. They helped with our Juneteenth, which the city did this year. So we collaborated with 2 different groups. They were part of our Peace Day, and now they do Kwanzaa, and so we are helping them with their Kwanzaa. So it's easy. Does everybody know what Kwanzaa is? Anybody not know what Kwanzaa is? Oh, okay. So Kwanzaa, I don't know exactly either. It's a African American, and it has 7 principles, of just good principles like our principles. It's not a religion. It's just a celebration they do right after Christmas, and they light those 7 candles for each principle. And this year it's very simple. They're going to have Buddy is going to come and do his drumming, and we'll do light the candelabra. They call it a kinara. That's the term for that candelabra. And then everybody brings potluck, and we enjoy and we eat, and it's over at the Episcopal Church where the Unitarians meet. So there are flyers on the back table, and you're very welcome to join us and be part of that. Okay, I will turn it over to Sue.
Thank you, Donna. Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone. All right, now we'd like to read the mission statement all together. Our mission statement, Center for Spiritual Living Visalia, is the place everyone comes together, connecting in love and learning how to create abundant, joyful, and peaceful lives. Okay. I'm not quite sure what that was. But now we have a wonderful second song, I Can See Clearly Now.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Dawn of the clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Said I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is a rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue sky. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. You clap with us, here you go. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. All right.
Absolutely it is. Thanks so much, Hope and Dawn. That was lovely. One of my favorites. All right, in Science of Mind, we have 13 what we believe statements. And we choose one that fits the talk theme, each week. Please read with me, if we can have a slide. Thank you. What we believe. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone can become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with God. I'm sorry. We can be a reveler in God too, in truth. And it says reveler. Oh boy. Well, now we have the diversity quote. So Bonnie?
How is everybody today? Yeah, it's a wonderful day to be here, right? Amen. Okay, as you may have heard in the Science of Mind chat in the morning, we are reading the book, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a wonderful book. And our quote today is from the first section of that book. So, here it goes. Integrity involves aligning your actions with your core values. Yeah. When you read this book, you will learn to get rid of the blame game. We are responsible for our lives. Okay. And I also have a second quote, kind of a surprise. This is the time of year when we tend to look back at the past year and look forward to the coming year, correct? But sometimes, just in general, when we look back in the past and we kind of get stuck in the past, remembering some things that might have not been so great. Or when we look towards the future, we kind of do, well, what if this happens? And what if that happens? And we kind of catastrophize a little bit, right? Well, I came across a quote by Maya Angelou recently. And as usual, her words contained a lot of wisdom. And it seemed to be the perfect quote for just those situations. If you must look back, do so forgivingly. If you must look forward, do so prayerfully. However, the wisest thing you can do is to be present in the present gratefully. Maya Angelou. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bonnie. Inspiring words for us all. Okay. Now we have the congregational song, so please stand and we'll sing Amazing Things. Need the slides. There we go.
There's some progress that you made. The reason you live is found in every gift you give. Live your life and love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing.
We will do some amazing things. Absolutely. I'm in. Are you in? Okay, two people. Okay. So here's what I want to invite us to think about at this time of the year. This time of the year is when we do our inventory of gratitude, our inventory of what needs to be done before the end of the year, and more importantly, our inventory of setting our intention for 2026. And I want to invite us to be very intentional about how we set up what it is that we want to do in 2026 so we can walk away, as the song just said, and knowing that it's amazing. And a part of that comes from those values that was mentioned in Bonnie's statement when she read the quote. I want to invite us this month to really check in once again and really think about what are our values? What are my personal values? Now, we may think that we set them 20 years ago and that's my value, and we've never thought about it again. But if you looked at 2025, I think as a society, I think as a collective, maybe it's time to check in again and really look at our values. Are our values being manifested in our day to day life? So if you're at home or when you get home, I want you to take a blank sheet of paper, turn it sideways, or what we in the industry call landscape, that way so it's a little bit longer, and divide that sheet of paper up into 4 columns. And each heading across the top, the first one will say essential. The second column will say important. The third column will say somewhat important. And the last column will say non essential or not important. You get to choose that word. And then I want you to look at a value, something that is dear to your heart, an attribute of the values that you adhere to. So today, the one that I would offer for us to consider, and I'm going to go with the hard one, so buckle your seatbelt: forgiveness. So if forgiveness is one of your values, which column are you putting it in? Is forgiveness essential to who you are and the integrity and the authenticity of your life? That means that is the hill. I don't want to say that you will die on, but that is the hill that you will thrive on. So you would put that word forgiveness in whatever appropriate column. And then you will make the decision in 2026. I'm going to live to and measure everything by my essential values. Now, there might be another word that comes up. Another word might be joy. Okay, joy is a part of my value system. Is it essential or is it important? And if it's important, then it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to seek it out. I'm going to have it, but it's not essential. I'm going to have in my essential column in my life those attributes, those values that I want to be known as my legacy. Does that make sense? That's like if you could imagine at your memorial service, the 5 things that they're going to say about you are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are your essential values. And they should not be the best kept secret in the world. Because if you don't affirm and proclaim your essential values, someone else will write your values for you. That's where you get that obituary that says, and she loved gardening. And it's like, that's what the mortician says when they don't know what else to say about the person. She had a good sense of humor. Oh, yes, she loved her grandchildren. Okay, those are somewhat nice values to have, somewhat nice things to be describing. But what do you really want to be known for? Peace is a word that comes to my mind. Now, if you're thinking of Dr. Martin Luther King, peace was one of his values that was essential to his life. There is no one that would describe his value system void of the word peace. So I want you to plant that thought. I want you to dwell with that as you prepare for 2026 and think about today. As I stand here today, what are my essential values? And write them down and then start to look at them. And then one of the things that you can do to play with it, if you come up with 5 words that are your essential values, make it an affirmation. Make it an affirmation that you begin each and every day with in 2026. One of the things that I want to do in the year ahead, that I'm setting an intention for us, is that we really do a deep dive and understanding this faith, this philosophy, this way of living called the science of mind. And one of the things that I want to start with in January or February is a book called This Thing Called You. This Thing Called You by Dr. Ernest Holmes. In our Let's Talk Science of Mind class at 9:30, we'll discuss the book. We'll have a study guide available to you. But it really helps you to establish your values and anchor you into a place where you can use this faith, this philosophy, this way of living to be how you manifest those values to be a part of your experience. At how do we set our intention a little differently? How do we write the course? And if you think about those values, it's what Don Miguel Ruiz offers in his book as the number one, to be authentic with your word. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a moment, but I kind of want to go through all of them just so it's planting that seed in your mind. The first one is be authentic with your word. The second one is a little challenging, and you got to go to those essential values that you have to really figure out how to execute this one. Do not take anything personally. Okay, so we're going to be authentic with our word. We're not going to take anything personally. And then we move on to the third agreement, and that is to not make assumptions. It's not our calling in life, it is not our purpose to come here to put in the correction in somebody else's life. That was not a task you were given when you were born. Your job is to stay in your lane and clean up your own aisle 3. And sometimes that calls upon us not to make assumptions about what we think is going on. Now, when we get into that in a couple of weeks, we're going to do some really good due diligence, because what I don't want you to do in that is negate your intuition of what spirit is whispering to you and shut that off. What I'm going to be supporting you in is recognizing the assumption that your ego wants to make true and the intuition that spirit is guiding you to see. They're two very different things, and they can camouflage and look like one another. And then finally, the fourth agreement is to do your best always. So we'll do that. We will strive to do our best always. And we'll talk about how we might do that when we get to that week. So that's what we're going to be looking at this month. But I'm going to go back to that first one again. This week is saying my title of the week, I am authentic with my word. What does that mean? Is that I speak my truth. I speak my truth based on the values I hold essential in my life. That prepares us for going home for the holidays. You know, we may have to tell the truth to our families. We may have to say no sometimes to someone who's crossing over the boundaries and being inappropriate, to be steadfast in our values. It's like, no, I'm going to be authentic with my word. Now, one of the things, and I call it one of the fun things about recognizing this opportunity to be authentic with our word, is sometimes we've got some cleanup on aisle 3 to do. And what do I mean by that? Well, there may very well be a myth, a legend, a lie that we have carried on for years and years and years. And it's not who we are. It wasn't the truth about that situation. And I'm going to suggest that if that lie has not been cleaned up, if authenticity has not been brought to that situation, then that is going to be something negative that you carry into the new year. It is going to be like a cancer that festers and festers, and you think it's in remission. You think you have done away with it for a while, and then something happens and it triggers and it shows up even bigger than it was before. So, a part of this month of December, when we're doing this discerning work, because we are proclaiming that we are going to be authentic with our word, what do we need to clean up? Now, I'll give you a good example in my life. Two examples, really. One is professional, one is personal. But the professional led to the personal. I was an undergraduate student at Indiana State University, and I could not wait to go to college. I wanted to be there so quickly that I started summer school. That meant I graduated from high school on May 28th, and on June 4th, I was enrolled in my freshman year at Indiana State University. And for the next 4 years, I went every semester, including summer school. And I even did this little thing in the middle of the spring semester and the summer semester called intercession, when you could take one class and put the focused intention on that one class for 4 weeks so that I might get my degree quicker. And then I decided in my senior year that I was going to get engaged to my best friend, Carol. We were going to get married because that just seemed like all the things that our friends were doing, and I was going to do it. And, you know, but it meant that I couldn't go to school that summer session. Well, I only needed 11 units to graduate with my bachelor's degree. So I felt pretty comfortable for all the hard work that I had done that I could take that semester off. We could get engaged, we could get married, and life would be good. So that's what I did. The only thing is, I couldn't tell my parents. I couldn't tell them that I hadn't graduated yet, because in their life and their value system, the only thing that mattered above all else was that I graduate. and certainly if I was going to go ahead and marry Carol. Graduation had to come first, then they could support the marriage. So I lied. I said, I completed. And it's like, well, what do you mean you completed? It's like, oh, yes, I completed my coursework in May. And so now the wedding is on and it's going to happen in August and we're going to be good to go. And my parents, of course, were looking forward to that whole thing of coming to the commencement ceremony, watching all that happen. I said, oh, no, we don't do that anymore. I mean, it'd be 3,000 people standing up and 3,000 people sitting down. You really don't walk across the stage until you complete the master's program. And I did a convincing job of selling that lie. And I thought I would only have to carry that lie for a few months and then I could clean it up. I could return to the authenticity of what I thought I wanted to live with. But life happens. So my parents accepted and said, oh, okay. Okay, good. Great. And Carol and I dated that summer. We went to Florida to be with her parents over Memorial Day weekend. And then she went back to work, and I came back and was getting stuff ready for the wedding back in Indiana. And I got a call from her one day, and the call was, I'm in the hospital in Atlanta. I got sick at work, but don't worry about it. I'm going to be okay. Now there may be some medical bills coming to the house, but we'll handle that. We'll handle that once we're married. I thought, okay, got it, but no need to come. It was a kind of a over the night. They're going to keep me a couple nights in the hospital, but it'll be okay. Well, after I got off the phone with her, I realized, well, wait a minute. If she's at work and she got sick, there shouldn't be any medical bills. It should be our workers' comp should cover it. So I called her mother, who was in Florida, and I said, Carol's in the hospital in Atlanta. I think you need to get up there because she thinks she has medical bills, and I think it's really a work related question. So sure enough, mom goes to Atlanta. Mom goes to the hospital, sees her daughter. Later that night, I get the phone call from Carol's mother who said, well, they would have paid her medical insurance had she still worked for them. But she had quit her job when we went to Florida to visit the parents over Memorial Day weekend and didn't want to tell me. Now, I want you to see how within weeks this little karma kind of played out. I lied to my parents, and Carol lies to me about the job, thinking that we'll clean this up on the other side. But right now, I'm going to operate on that principle. It's easier to get forgiveness than it is to get permission. So I do an Academy Award, Tony Award winning performance of I cannot marry you if this is the integrity that you live by. If you were to lie to me about this, well, no. So we broke up and I went on about my life and I moved to California, started my life. But the one thing that I never did was go back and get those 11 units. So for 19 years in my professional career, when anyone asked me about my degree, I would say, well, my 4 years of study was with Indiana State University, and I was a speech communications major with a minor in theater. Oh, okay. And that got me hired. But for 19 years, I had to look over my shoulder just to see if anyone would go to authenticate what I was saying about my degree work. So finally, I'm in this new faith, this philosophy, this way of living known as the science of mind. And I realize I got to clean up on aisle 3. So I enrolled in John F. Kennedy University in Orinda, and I got my transcripts sent out, and I went with them because they had a program where if you had some units to finish in your bachelor's degree, you could finish those as you were simultaneously working on your master's degree. So that was the program for me. That was the program for becoming an MFT or an MFCC at that time, and certainly supported my theology work. But it was like I enrolled, but I learned that in order to transfer credits from Indiana to California, I had to do 36 units of undergraduate work in the state of California. That was the consequence of a 19-year lie. That was the consequence of 19 years of not being authentic with my word. So I sucked it up. I did it. I completed the thing. Now, in June of that year, I called my mom and I said, "What are you doing in June? I'd love for you to come to California." And she looked at me and said, "Oh, so you're finally going to graduate?" So, what I want you to know is even when we're not authentic with our word, we're still being authentic. And sometimes the parent has to step back and watch this stuff happen. And if you see that photo from that graduation, my mom has a hold of that diploma like she earned it her damn self. And she did. And it was like she knew and still set her values of what it meant and allowed me enough rope to hang myself. Now, as we say in some in this ministry, simultaneously and at the same time, at that same time, after 10 years of not being in communication with Carol, I get a phone call one day, and it's Carol. And she said, "You know, I have a question for you." And I said, "Sure." She said, "I'm about to get married again. And before I walk down that aisle, I need to know the truth about why you broke up with me that day in August of 1974. Was it really because I lied to you about my job?" And I had to clean up on aisle 3 and say, "No, it wasn't. It was because in that year, I realized who I was as a human being. I realized who I was attracted to, who I loved, and who I wanted to spend my life with. You gave me an out, but I should have been honest with you and told you the truth about that." And she said, "You know what? I thought so." And it was like, okay. And I apologized. And I said, "What can I do to make it better?" And she said, "You've already atoned for it. You told me the truth. Now I can walk down the aisle with a clear conscience, knowing that it wasn't me back then, it was you." So, all of this, I offer these two examples of there are things in our life when we look back and see that we weren't impeccable with our word. And what I want you to know is so that whenever you're not impeccable with your word, one, you're the only one that believes the lie. And secondly, you will be forever, ever looking over your shoulder to rectify that lie, to make sure that your story's still being told. I love, and I teased about this in our class this morning, this this saint, this woman of wisdom known as Judge Judy says, "You don't have to remember if you don't lie. You only have to remember if you've told a lie, because the truth will always serve us." So being authentic with our word is standing in the values that we hold essential to our life. And being authentic with our word means that there may be some cleanup on aisle 3 that we have to go back and clean up and atone for. And that's a part of being an authentic person who believes that there is a world that works for us all and that we can be a part of creating it. Thank you, everyone. See you next week.
Go ahead. Well, okay. Now our special music from a distance.
From a distance, the world looks blue and green, and the snow-capped mountains white. From a distance, the ocean meets the stream, and the eagle takes flight. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. It's the voice of hope, it's the voice of peace, it's the voice of every man. From a distance, we all have enough, and no one is in need. There are no guns, no bombs, and no disease, and no hungry mouths to feed. And from a distance, we are instruments marching in a common band, playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace. They're the songs of every man. God is watching us. God is watching us. God is watching us from a distance. From a distance, you look like my friend, even though we are at war. And from a distance, I just cannot comprehend what all this fighting's for. And from a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. It's the hope of hopes, it's the love of loves, it's the heart of every man. It's the hope of hopes, it's the love of loves, it's the song of every man. And God is watching us, God is watching us, God is watching us from a distance. Oh, God is watching us, God is watching us, God is watching us from a distance.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Hope and Dawn. And Kevin, I'm sorry. And yes, that was gorgeous. All right, will our two ushers come forward, please? This is our giving time. If you would like to donate to the Center for Spiritual Living Visalia, please go to www.cslvisalia.org and click on Donate. Or you can mail a check to CSL Visalia, 117 South Locust, Visalia, California, 93291. We appreciate all your donations. And we're doing this a little differently, so ushers, will you, congregation, please stand and read the prosperity prayer. You can turn around and face them. Okay. Today, I expect every good thing to come to me, for I know that divine abundance is forever manifesting itself in my affairs. I am keeping my whole mind and thought and expectation open to new experiences, to happier events, to a more complete self-expression. Everything that belongs to spirit, I accept. Everything that partakes of the nature of divine reality, I claim as my own. I identify with success and I prosper in everything I do. As I give thanks for the good now flowing into my life, I gladly share that good with others. The more I give, the more I receive. I experience a deeper consciousness of peace and security, for I know that I am in the embrace of a warm, loving presence. My cup runneth over. I exist in limitless possibility. So it is. And if the ushers would please start from the back and work your way forward. And once you've given your gift, please come forward to make our peace circle. And will everyone come forward, please? Make the peace circle. And will you all join in blessing the gifts? We bless these gifts and give thanks for all the good that they will manifest. And so it is. And please join us in the peace song.
All right, thank you. Thank you for being willing to do things a little differently as we finesse our style, as we execute how to do what it is that we do. And a part of that is so that we recognize that our time for giving is truly a sacred time. It is the most significant ritual that we complete each Sunday. And even if you have nothing to put into the little offering basket on that Sunday, merely by touching it, by seeing it, by blessing it, supports the attitude of prosperity for each and every one of us. So today, as we close, I affirm that there is something today that has inspired you, whether it be the words that you saw on the slide, whether it be an activity that's coming up that you want to be a part of, if it's something that Hope or Dawn sang and the lyrics of the song spoke to you, and you're going to go out to the building today singing it or thinking about it, or if it was something from the spoken word, I hope you take that gift that was intended just for you and know that our time here is blessed and our work here today is done. And what we will do is we will concretize it, we will formalize it by singing the peace song as our benediction. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.